The hauler takes a test load, and steel fittings chatter as tension is verified.
Paper charts mark a swordfish lane, and the captain commits to a narrow weather window.
Cut bait is pinned firmly to circle hooks, built to stay intact during deep soak.
The longline fades into dark water, hooks hanging evenly as particles drift in current. One baited hook trembles, translating small current shifts into tight leader vibrations.
A buoy drops tight to rail, rope snaps straight, and spray fills the frame.
A rough swivel is replaced fast, keeping leaders clean before the next rack cycles.
Current turns, bait rotates, and the lines sway as pressure changes nearby.
The logbook notes swordfish depth habits, keeping planning practical and unsensational. The set accelerates, hook racks run smooth, and diesel vibration steadies the rhythm.
Multiple hooks hang in a clean row, fading into darkness without any animal present.
A line flicks past boots, and disciplined footwork prevents a serious deck incident.
A bait strand tears slightly, and the leader shivers once before going still.
Clips are counted, bins are locked, and the pace tightens as weather narrows time. An analog barometer dips, and a pencil mark signals the limited haul window.
The buoy line sinks deeper, light fades, and tension becomes the only reliable signal.
Quiet settles on deck, punctuated by diesel hum and occasional hook rack clinks. The buoy twitches beside the hull, and waiting posture shifts into controlled urgency.
A giant swordfish approaches from below, tracking bait with steady, efficient tail strokes. The bite hits hard, and the circle hook seats in the jaw corner instantly. The swordfish surges away, tightening the leader until the line hums with constant load.
The hauler bites line with a squeal, and the first recovery begins. Tension stays smooth on each swell, preventing slack that could shift the hook seat. The buoy line snaps tight, translating deep power into sharp surface jolts beside the hull.
Control lines are staged, anticipating a swordfish that can spike and slash under load.
Whitewater boils near the rail, and rope vibration telegraphs violent head shakes below.
The crew walks the leader forward, keeping the hook seated while the fish circles.
The hauler holds steady pressure, and coils are cleared fast to prevent snarls. A long flash breaks under foam, and the rope angle tightens like a drawn bow. The swordfish hits the deck lane, bill guarded, as control lines prevent a dangerous thrash. Two men pin the leader straight, while others keep the bill pointed safely away.
The hook stays visible at the jaw corner, and the leader runs clean out of mouth.
The fish slides into an iced bin, still flexing as the next leader approaches.
Paper totals update in the wheelhouse, balancing fuel, weather, and buoy signals.
Deck space resets fast, ropes are flaked, and the next buoy demands attention. The swordfish launches into a clean breach, body arsing as the line stays brutally tight.
The fairlead sings under load, and timing replaces strength as the crew inches forward.
Empty hooks rise next, showing how rare the true fight is on working gear.
A deep surge returns through the buoy line, and the crew braces as hauling resumes.
The fish rolls under foam, and rope vibration telegraphs stubborn power below the surface.
The swordfish erupts at the rail, and control lines keep the bill from swinging into boots.
A tail rope is set, and the leader stays pinned straight to protect the hook seat.
Underwater, the hooked swordfish circles hard, the circle hook fixed in the jaw corner securely.
Foam clears to reveal a flash of flank, then the line cuts down again under strain. A gaff is readied only when the fish rolls broadside, keeping distance from the bill. Gloved hands guide the leader, and the hook is backed out clean with no twisting. A second surge slaps the hull, and the hauler feeds line smoothly to avoid sudden slack.
The swordfish bursts into a violent surface run, throwing spray as the buoy line snaps tight beside steel.
Crew voices rise, but movements stay measured as coils are cleared and the leader is walked forward. The fish is brought alongside, and a control pole keeps the bill pointed away from the working lane.
On deck, the swordfish still flexes, and a stainless bin with flake ice is staged immediately. Another empty hook comes up, proving how many baits pass untouched before one commits at depth. The captain notes the time in pencil, keeping totals honest as weather presses the schedule.
The swordfish thrashes on the deck lane again, and two men pin the leader to stop spinning.
The hook stays visible at the jaw corner, and the leader exits only from the mouth.
The fish slides into ice, still moving, while the next buoy line is already coming to hand.
Deck wash clears scales and seawater, keeping footing safe around the hauler and hook racks.
A calm interval returns, and diesel hum replaces shouting as the line segment resets for another pull.
Hands check leaders for chafe, swapping hardware fast before the next heavy load arrives today. The last buoy in this run lifts tight, and the crew braces for a final deep-powelled surge.
A brief flash of the bill cuts the surface, then disappears as the fish turns under the hull.
With one coordinated pull, the leader shortens, and the fish is guided cleanly into the landing lane. The crew erupts in restrained cheers, and the final swordfish is secured in ice as the deck steadies. The vessel noses to the dock, and bins of iced swordfish slide ashore in stainless silence.
A quick scale and grade decide at each lot, using plain paper slips that avoid readable details.
Forklifts carry the bins into a cold receiving bay, and the handoff stays clean and fast. Core temperature is checked with analog tools. Then the surface is rinsed before trimming begins. Pre-trim removes clinging debris, preparing a straight-cut path online today.
Head and tail are taken in one efficient motion, keeping the line moving without focusing on blood.
The belly is opened, organs removed, and the cavity is cleaned quickly in a sterile rhythm.
A guided split follows the spine, separating structure cleanly for the first fillet passes ahead.
Two large fillets peel away from the frame, and the flesh shows firm, pale pink-white swordfish grain.
Skin is removed by machine or knife, keeping edges smooth and the meat intact fully. Pin bones are pulled with small tools, and each tug stays precise to avoid tearing the loin.
Trim stations shave connective tissue and dark spots, maintaining swordfish color without mixing any other product. Prime cuts are formed into uniform blocks, sized for wholesalers and restaurant orders today carefully. Portions are sliced into even steaks, each weighed quickly while cold air keeps texture firm. A chilled rinse and drip rack removes surface moisture, leaving clean sheen under bright white lights.
QC checks color, firmness, and odor, rejecting defect and reserving premium lots for higher value.
Mechanical scales confirm weight and thickness, and trays are grouped quietly for the next internal batch step.
Plain batch tags are applied without readable codes, keeping internal trace simple and discreet.
Finished trays stack onto stainless racks, staged by lot for packaging flow. Final trim squares the edges, producing a clean commercial shape without tearing grain.
Gloves change, sanitizer sprays, and the line keeps moving under strict hygiene pace. Orders are grouped by buyer type, and racks are staged for sealing in sequence.
Premium swordfish portions sit ready, showing pale, firm texture with no mixed species present.
Vacuum seals close on plain bags, removing air while avoiding readable labels entirely.
Blazing mist coats the sealed product, forming a thin, protective ice layer quickly.
Racks enter the blast freezer, and cold fog spills out as doors close. Inside, racks are staged FIFO, keeping lots organized without visible digital displays.
Plain cartons stack onto pallets, wrapped tight in film, with no exposed branding.
At the loading dock, pallets roll into a reefer, and doors seal for transport.
Cold air circulates around pallets inside the reefer, holding temperature steady through vibration.
A cold warehouse receives the load, and pallets are staged in silent rows. A restaurant delivery is checked quickly, and plain cartons move into a clean prep space. Sealed packs open to reveal pale swordfish, and portions temper briefly under strict cleanliness.
A simple seasoning coats the surface, keeping the focus on texture and clean flavor. The steak hits a hot pan, and a dry sear forms while the center stays moist. A quick baste finishes the top, and the meat flakes in large, clean segments.
The plate stays minimal, highlighting the swordfish portion, with plain sides and no branding.
A fork cuts through the firm grain, and the first bite confirms clean, dense texture.
A quiet table reaction follows, linking the industrial chain to an ordinary meal.
Back in the kitchen, remaining portions are stored cold, keeping handling brief and controlled.
The story closes its loop, from deep tension online to clean service at table.
In the mess hall, tired fishermen eat quietly, and diesel hum replaces the earlier chaos.
On deck, coffee cups steam, and wind snaps rain gear as the ocean steadies.
In the wheelhouse, the captain circles a new track on paper charts and notes conditions.
Gear is stowed neatly, mainline coils stack, and the hauler gets a final check.
The wake stretches behind steel, and spray fills the frame like a moving curtain.
The final logbook line reads "Next run," and the engine note carries the story forward.